Okay. So you feel yourself sort of fuzz back in. Sarah, you look up and glance around yourself. You see that you're in the blasted out remains of a old end cart station. The sign above you looks like it used to say Juniper, but now the last parts of those letters have been painted over and it says Jumper Cable. Your attention is quickly drawn to this shouting man running towards you with a baseball bat. He is wearing yellow sort of American football pads on his shoulder with spikes, and he is holding this spiked baseball bat over his head coming to attack you. Behind him, there are two other people in similar attire, a young woman who has a net running deck on her back and a pistol to her side, and then a larger man who does not seem to be carrying any weapons directly, but has some like tubes that are you recognize coming out from under his shoulder pads and running into his neck.
Okay, repeat the other two again.
So there are three total. There's
So
one
the
with
first one with the
bat.
football pads, baseball bat.
Yep, actually all of them have football pads. But
Okay.
and they're
But
all
the closest to me
painted
is
yellow.
running at me with the baseball bat.
Yep. Farther away, there is a man with no visible weapons, but with the tubes that go into his neck. And there's a woman with a net running deck strung to her back and a pistol at her side.
Can you contextualize a net running deck for me?
Yeah, so net running is sort of the cyberpunk version of hacking.
Okay.
But instead of like sitting there at your computer and typing, you basically, a net running deck is like your own giant keyboard that you bring with you that lets you jack into places. And then netrunners VR their way through the system to do various heists. Miles used to be a netrunner,
Okay.
so you would know.
Do they look like that? Do they look like they've been damaged at all?
They do not, no.
How far away?
The one that's charging towards you is closing, but about 8 meters away right now. The other two are probably 15 meters away.
Okay. Do I have any weapons on me?
You reach down and feel that your pistol is in its holster to your side. You do not feel your SMG.
Okay. I'm going to unholster I'm going to draw my pistol, aim it at baseball guy, and as I do it, I just say, "Can't we be friends?"
Okay, give me a persuasion check. It is almost certainly not going to work, but you got a shot.
16.
Yeah, they actually crit failed. So, guy with the baseball bat running towards you, sort of like slows his roll when he sees you pull up the gun, puts it down, and goes, "Hey, didn't realize you were armed there." And the man with the wires behind goes, "Fuck you, Tim." And the tips of his fingers start to extend into these like razor sharp claws. You see some fluid starts pumping through the wires into his neck, and he says, "Look, if you're not dedicated to the Shocker cause, you can just join her." And he starts running towards you. The other woman also raises her pistol, and I'm going to need you to roll for initiative.
11.
And the one of the bat is also going to make a will check. Okay, so first to move is one of the tubes. So they are going to run at you, and they are starting far enough away that he's going to spend his turn like sprinting up to you, but does not get close enough to make an attack this turn.
Okay.
But he is now basically right up in your face. Next, the woman with the pistol is going to shoot. So she will succeed in hitting, and her pistol is going to deal 10 damage, which is negated by your armor. So it sort of pings off of the duster that you're wearing, and you are fine there. Right. Now it's your turn.
What? So just if the claw guy is like right in my face, what are the like? What is my check if I try to do a headshot?
You would need to beat a 21 to headshot it with your pistol.
Okay, that doesn't
He does
seem
not seem to be wearing much armor.
okay. I'm just gonna go for a regular shot on. That is a 15.
You are under stress or under attack, though, which means you're at a -3. So your shot, like you aim up and then goes wide at this guy who's just like flailing in front of you.
Okay.
We
Can I
could
move
say that
after
you like,
shooting?
well, we could say that you like stepped back beforehand and then you wouldn't get the penalty.
Okay.
Because this would be like I'm standing right next to someone trying to shoot them with a pistol, which like
Yeah, I think I would have like sidestepped and tried to shoot him.
sure. Okay, so you hit this guy. Go ahead and roll 3d6 for damage.
That is gonna be 12 points of damage.
All right. So they take some of that. The one with the baseball bat next to you just like takes one look at this, drops the baseball bat, and just starts sprinting off away from you. Roll initiative again. So initiative resets every round in this game.
It's gonna be 12.
So you are first this time.
How far away is Pistol Girl?
Pistol Girl, if you stepped back to shoot this other guy, you are now in the 13 to 25 meter bracket.
Okay.
So you could step closer, but it would probably put you closer to the guy with the rippers.
I'm gonna just go for Ripper Boy again.
Okay, so once again, DV is 15 and no negatives.
That is going to be a 17.
Cool. So 3d6 damage again.
14 points of damage.
You see that like you blast him just straight through the football pads, and he like staggers back, clearly seriously wounded. And those football pads do not actually offer much protection.
I'm gonna say after shooting him, you don't have to die tonight. Fuck off.
Yeah, give me a probably persuasion again. But I will give you a bonus because you have shot sort of the leader guy.
Oh, crit fail.
Crit fail. Okay.
So it's at 11. I'm gonna roll again for the minus. So it's gonna be a 9, and then whatever your bonus is.
A 9. Okay. He sort of like roars in anger. He's like, "Fuck you! You think you're so tough with a measly gun?" And I'm also, because you crit failed your intimidation check. This moment like rocks you a little bit mentally. So I'm gonna need you to make a luck check for your implants.
That's a crit fail.
Okay. You have 1 strike. 2 more, and you are out.
Okay.
It is now the shooter's turn. She's going to attempt to step forward and hit you. She does not. Then this booster is going to attempt to hit you with melee weapons. So you are going to roll Dex plus evasion.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you a number. You're going to tell me if your number is the same or higher. Okay?
Sure.
18.
It is lower.
Okay. So then you're going to get hit.
Oh no, my number is higher.
Your number's higher. Okay. Then you
Yes.
dodge back out of the way. Next attack, 19.
That is gonna be a hit.
Hit. Okay. So these rippers are going to deal 5 damage. So in melee, armor only blocks half as much, but you still block all 5 because you have a pretty good set of armor here. His ripper claws slash across your coat, which hardens under his fingers, and they just glance off. Now let's roll initiative again. And what did you get?
7.
Okay, so you are last. This one with the ripper is gonna attack you again. Does a 13 win?
No.
Okay. Does a 13 win?
No.
Okay. Then you successfully sort of duck and weave under him. Then the woman is going to shoot her pistol. That's good enough to hit. So she is going to roll damage. 12 damage. So you're going to take 1 damage, putting you down to 29, and reducing your armor on your body to 10.
Okay.
And then you're up.
All right, before I shoot, I'm going to say last chance. I don't got to be like this.
Make 1 more persuasion check.
Jesus. They do not want to be persuaded. That was a crit fail.
Another crit fail. Okay, give me another luck check.
13.
Cool, you pass. Next time you need to pass 12.
Okay.
So, still 1 strike. The guy says, "You think you can fucking come to Shocker's turf, start shooting us up and just get away? You should have just given up the money you got." And the woman says, "Yeah, you didn't need to lie. I'm pretty sure this is all your fault." And it's now your attack.
Before I shoot him, I'm going to say, I don't even know how I got here, so fuck you. That's going to be a 14.
14 does not hit.
Okay.
Initiative again. What did you get?
13.
Okay, so it's woman, then you, then Tubes guy. So she is going to keep firing out with the pistol. She is going to hit and not deal enough damage to break through your armor. Your turn.
All right. That is going to be a 17.
Cool. You hit. I assume you're shooting the
Clawboy.
Tubes guy. Yeah.
That is going to be 14 points of damage.
All right. You just raise your pistol and blast him straight through the chest, and he falls back dead. Now, all that's left is you and this woman with the pistol. And she is going to make a will check, which she passes. So, do you want to do anything or just roll for initiative another round?
I'm going to say, I don't want to do this. You can just leave. Just go our separate ways.
Give me a persuasion check.
It's going to be another crit. I know it. Jesus Christ.
Did you crit fail?
Yes.
For the 3rd persuasion check in a row?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a luck check.
That's going to be a 16.
Cool. We're up to 13 now, but 1 strike. She's like, "You think you can just do that to Jeb and get away with it?"
He started it.
And I mean, you started it by lying. You could have just paid the toll.
How much is the toll?
I told you the toll is just 15 EB.
Do I still have 100?
You have 72.
I don't know. She's not a good shot.
Okay. So go ahead and roll initiative then.
That's going to be a 10 for me.
All right, you're first.
How much is 15 in EB in like the grand scheme of things?
So it costs 30 EB for like shitty food for a week. So it's like half a week's worth of shitty meals. But also, like, the money in your pocket is all the money you have right now.
Okay. Now I'm gonna shoot.
Okay.
That is going to be a 17.
That's a hit.
12 points of damage.
All right. This woman like staggers back from the pistol shot, like clearly hurt. She is on her turn going to turn and start running.
Okay. I let her go.
All right. Then you are now standing on this end cart station, 1 dead body next to you, and the world is your oyster. The world is your bloody neon oyster.
What the fuck did I get myself into? I'm gonna search the body, see if there's anything useful on it.
You see that there is, I mean, this guy is not wearing much. He clearly has some sort of implants. You can try and identify them if you would like.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so that's going to be a cyber tech roll, which is a skill you don't have. So do you want to use luck or do you want to use your general knowledge?
I'll just do general knowledge. That's going to be a 10.
10. Okay. You do not know. Clearly, these are implants, but you're not sure what they do.
Okay.
You also see that this guy has his agent in his pocket at his side, but it is biometrically locked. And so you're not going to be able to open it without like hacking into it somehow. Otherwise, he has 5 EB in cash on him.
I'm gonna take
So
that.
you can add that. You're up to 77. And he has a sort of flimsy, clearly custom printout from a data term card, almost like a business card, but it is purple and in stylized lightning bolt style letters on it says Shockers.
Would I know anything about the shockers?
You would not.
Okay. Is there any? Can I just like take a survey of the area around to see if there's any indication of why I was there?
You can give me a perception check.
16.
You glance around, you think back in your memory, you're sort of racking your brain, and then you feel like the light vibration of your agent in your pocket.
I take a look at it.
When you do, you see that you have one new message.
I'll take a look at it.
Okay. You look, it is a text message from yourself. So you glance down and you take a few minutes to read this message that was left. You look at the date stamp and it was left September 9th, which is today.
What time of day is it right now?
It is probably like 12:30
PM.
afternoon.
Okay. So it hasn't been long since I went to Archie's. I'm gonna head to Jessica's, I think.
Okay. You're gonna wait for the end cart to show up and get back on and head home?
Yep.
Cool. I'm just gonna roll one quick thing. Cool. You hop on the train and you, a couple hours later, are back on Magnolia Street and make your way up to Jessica's apartment. Go ahead and give me a luck check. So try and roll, you want to roll 7 or under.
It's just a 3.
Okay. So you knock on Jessica's door, like 30 seconds later, it cracks open a little bit. The apartment is pitch black inside, and Jessica like peeks one sleepy eye around the corner. What?
You know, I'm a little confused right now.
We've done this twice today. Can I sleep?
Soon, I guess.
All right, what is it?
I don't know why I'm here.
Why are any of us here? Why can't I can contemplate that while I sleep, Sarah?
What? Oh, okay. Well, I blanked out, and then a bunch of shockers were attacking me. So I don't know why I was being attacked by shockers, and I need some help figuring out what I was doing.
Her eyes like open a little bit and get a little more awake when you mention that you were attacked. She's like, all right, well, I don't want you to get hurt. Come in. She turns on like a low level light. She's clearly trying to preserve her ability to go back to sleep. Well, I have no idea who these shockers are, but you told me you were going out earlier. You said that there were a couple leads you were looking into, and you said that you had gone out to check out like that Ripper doc, right? And then you mentioned it was something with like a Dr. Laskin, but he was on vacation. You wanted me to tell you that he was on vacation and you checked it out?
Okay. That's as far as I know.
Yeah, asked you asked if I knew him, and I told you that we might have done a story on him, but I've been asleep this whole time. I haven't had time to look into it.
Do you have any other leads for me about what I can check out regarding him?
Well, you sort of talked about two things you were going to do. You were going to go check out the Ripper doc, and then you also thought you were maybe going to go snoop around at LMZ. Have you done that yet?
I don't think I have. Well,
Okay.
why was I going to LMZ?
I don't know. You were looking for someone named Sal. You thought they might be there?
Okay. I guess I gotta go do that then.
Okay. You should really leave some messages for yourself, Sarah.
Yeah.
Look, I love you, but I do need to sleep. Or you
Yeah.
can call me at a normal time, like midnight.
That doesn't seem particularly normal.
You know, normal for night shift people.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
Now I can let you get some sleep.
Okay, thank you. And she rushes you out the door like a little bit too quickly, turning the lights off on the way and closes it.
I'm gonna write a message to myself.
Okay, so you leave Jessica's apartment, and what is your next sort of destination?
I'm gonna head to the LMZ.
Okay, you hop on the N cart and make your way out into the suburbs to the LMZ compound where Miles works. As you step off the station, you step out into a much nicer area of the Night City Metro. You look and see that these streets are not particularly cracked with shrapnel, but are actually relatively recently repaved. And you can see that, or you can surmise from that there's probably like a reasonable amount of ground vehicle traffic around here. And you look and follow your directions that you remember to the LMZ compound. So you see that there is basically a whole city block that's surrounded by a concrete wall and has a security gate at the front. Next to the front of the security gate, there is a large sign that has two Mandarin characters on it, and then underneath it has the Latin letters LMZ underneath in sort of smaller font.
What do I know about this building and like the company?
So you can give me a local expert roll.
17.
17. Okay. So you know that LMZ is some sort of plant research company. They do some sort of like genetic research for plants. I think they started out in, well, it used to be China, working on like growing sort of hardier rice crops to face global warming. And with the second Dust Bowl in the American Midwest, they've moved over to this market to work on new crops.
Okay.
So also inside the concrete walls, you can very clearly see that there's an office tower inside.
I'm gonna open my pull up my agent and go and see if there's a directory for LMZ employees.
Sure, your agent has one notification on it.
Okay, I'm gonna take a look.
You open the notification, it's a message from yourself.
I'm gonna mark it as unread.
Okay. What do you do with
It's the same message that I just sent, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna mark it as unread.
Okay.
I'm going to go look at a staff directory and see if I can find a cell.
If you want to try and like access the staff directory, you're going to need to try and hack into the net of LMZ, which is not something you can do
Okay.
because you are not a net runner.
How intense are the security guards?
I mean, they're corpo security, so they are certainly fairly intense. They're definitely like a substantial grade up from the shockers you fought.
Okay, but like, if I go say I'm looking for this guy, they're probably gonna turn me away.
You're not sure.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go up to them and say,
You head up to the front gate where there's a security booth, and a man with a muffled voice from behind a security guard mask says, "Documents, please."
I just need a quick second for some help. I'm looking for a guy named Sal. He might know something about my boyfriend.
What is your purpose of your visit?
Looking for a guy named Sal.
Why don't you give me a conversation check to see how well you can like sort of coax like any info out of this guy.
Sure. Okay. That is a 18.
He says, "You said that your boyfriend works here. I mean,
Yeah.
anyone can say that their boyfriend works here. Do you have any proof of that?"
I mean, his name is Miles Tanner.
Once again, any net runner worth their salt can spoof up a fake employee profile.
Do I have any proof of his employment there?
Certainly not on you.
Where would I have to go to get it?
I mean, you could try like snooping around your own apartment that you share with Miles to see if there's anything there.
I don't have. I'll tell the security guard I don't have anything on me, but I can come back with some if you need it.
And he says, "All right, well, public visiting hours end at 6."
It's 12:30, or it's probably like 1:30.
It's like 1:30 now after
Okay.
taking the end card.
How far is the apartment?
Seems like it's about a 45-minute train ride.
Okay, I'll head to the apartment.
All right, you head back. You return to your crummy studio apartment. It is a like relatively Spartan layout. There's band posters on the walls. You have one window that faces the city skyline.
I'm going to say that on the train ride, I'm going to write just a quick update to myself.
Sure. You've made it back to the apartment.
What's the layout of the apartment? Did Miles have his own space?
There's it's kind of too small for any of you to have your own space per se, but there is a corner where Miles has kept some of his old like net running gear and where he keeps some computer stuff.
I'm gonna look around there to see if there's any proof of his employment at LMZ.
All right, give me a perception check.
19.
You rifle through Miles's just sort of like piles of tech crap, and at the base of it, you find his employee ID card for LMZ.
I'm gonna say that's probably good enough.
It does not have like a picture of his face on it. It's just a white card that on the front has those same two Mandarin characters, and below it, it says LMZ.
Okay, I'm gonna see if there's anything else that could tie him to LMZ with a photo.
Give me a second perception check.
That is not going to be as good as a 13.
You do not find anything else that like directly ties him. There's not like, so Miles works in IT, so there's not like a set uniform or something.
Okay.
What is your plan now? You've acquired an ID badge.
Okay, I'm gonna head back to LMZ and see if that does anything.
Okay. It is now like 3:30.
Okay. It's the same security guard out there.
You cannot tell. Another muffled voice is, "Documents, please."
Were you the guy that I talked to earlier?
No, we rotate shifts.
Oh, sorry. Well, I came by looking for, is a guy here, Sal, that might know about where my boyfriend is, Miles. Miles used to work here, so I was hoping to talk to Sal.
He says, "Well, anyone can come up with a story. Do you have any sort of evidence?"
The best I've got, I have Miles's ID card. He used to, for here.
Okay, give me a persuasion check, and you'll get a +2 for the ID card.
Oh, that's not a crit fail, but it's not great either. That's a, I guess with the +2, that's going to be a 15.
The security guard looks at you, scans the ID and a scanner next to him, and it clearly pings that it's like a functional ID. And then he goes to hand it back to you, and then sort of holds it back in his hand and goes, "Well, what's to say you didn't just steal this?"
I mean, I got it from my apartment.
Yeah, but anyone could say that. And then he sort of lowers his voice, clicks like a switch or something inside his helmet, and you hear it in a lower voice. This one not just started by the filter. How about 50 EB, and I give this back to you, and you head on in.
How much EB do I have on me?
You have 77.
Let's make it 30, and we'll call it a deal.
Persuasion check, and I'm gonna roll plus will for this guy.
It's gonna be a 17.
He sort of looks back and forth and hands you. He one hand out with the card, the other hand out and open towards you.
Okay, I'll hand him 30.
All right, and then he says, Welcome to the Lumushi compound. And the door slides open for you.
Okay.
Inside the walls of the compound, it's mostly like gray concrete, but leading up to the front stairs of the corporate building, on one side there are like some very carefully manicured like rows of wheat growing, and on the other side there are terraces of like small terraces of rice paddies growing.
Okay. Is there anything that could like suggest where I could find Cell?
Presumably the big building.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, like, let's head into the building.
Okay. You step inside the building. You step into a large like lobby area that has elevators at the back. And at the front, there's as you step in the door, the main lobby area is mostly empty. There is an empty desk at the front area, almost like where a secretary would be.
Okay. I'm gonna head to the desk, see if there's anything I can search with.
As you walk up to the desk, a blue light flickers and then shines into place, and a projected hologram secretary appears behind the desk and looks up at you and says, "Welcome to the Lumuji building. How may I help you?"
Hey, I'm looking for a guy named Sal.
"What is the purpose of your request?"
Just to meet with him.
The AI takes a second and says, "Scanning records for Sal. There are 15 people named Sal in some variety in this compound."
Any that are associated with net running?
Filtering. There are 3 people who have Sal in their name associated with the technical departments of LMZ.
What are their names?
There is a Sally Nelson, a Salvatore Carpuccio, and a Benasalva Hiwati.
Okay, it's gonna be one of the first two. Do I know what else do I know about Miles's position here?
You know that Miles worked so you know that he was working on some sort of big project that's been taking long hours, but he's told you that he works in IT, in system security.
Do any of them work with system security?
One moment. 2 work in system security. Salvatore and Benasalva.
I'm gonna start with Salvatore then.
Both of them are in the IT department on floor 32.
Do they have room numbers, or should I just head up there?
The IT department is in room 3204.
Okay, I'm gonna head up there then.
All right, you take the elevator up to this corporate building and emerge onto the 32nd floor. When you get up there, you realize that this floor is clearly like subdivided into departments, and 3204 is like the large sort of quadrant that's taken up by IT.
Okay, I'm gonna head in there.
Okay, you step inside, and inside is just like a whir of computers and machinery, and people are just working on. There's like a bunch of people like scattered around the room, just like sitting in corners and stuff, working on various tech. And then there is a wall and a door, and you can clearly tell there's like some other side to the room that is currently closed off to you.
Okay, I'm gonna just look around and see if I can identify Salvatore.
You can give me a perception check.
It is gonna be a 14.
You have no information on what this person looks like.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Is there anybody nearby I can talk to?
Yeah, there's a young woman sitting on the floor next to you. She like has VR goggles over her eyes and is like messing with a keyboard sitting in front of her.
So I'm gonna go up to her and just say, hey, do you know where I can find a guy named Sal?
She does not react when you say anything to her.
Okay, I'm gonna just like actually just like touch her on the shoulder and be like, hey.
Ah, she like sort of goes with a start. What the fuck?
Sorry, you just weren't reacting to me.
Yeah, that's because I was jacked in. And she like raises the goggles and puts them up on her forehead. Do I know you?
I'm looking for someone named Sal.
Yeah, he's like over in the back somewhere. I don't know. Just follow the cigarettes.
Okay. Is there a distinct trail of smoke?
You look around the room and you see that there is one corner that's just like hazier than any other corner.
I'm gonna go to that corner.
As you do, the woman on the ground like sort of sneers at you and then puts the headset back on.
I think I
Um,
noticed her staring. I just give her the finger.
and then you head over this corner. Over there, there is a mousy looking little man, very like narrow features, huffing away on a cigarette, standing behind a old, outdated looking computer.
You sell?
What's it to you?
Well, theoretically a lot. Just are you sell?
Well, why don't we trade off? What's your name?
I'm gonna say Arbino.
Okay, he's gonna roll a reputation check. Never heard of you. Why would I tell you anything?
Well, see, okay, so I don't know anything much about you, but my boyfriend Miles was talking about you.
Oh, Miles, give me a human perception check.
That is going to be pretty high. It's a 22.
Okay, and I'll just roll something for him. He hears you say Miles, and he's like, Miles, how do you know Miles?
Do I get any like sense of like?
Yeah, he's being clearly shifty.
I narrow my eyes and I say, "You know something.
What are you talking about?
You know something. You're gonna tell me what you know."
So why would I tell you what you know? You're some rando off the street. You throw out one name and you think you can crack somebody. I won't
Oh,
crack.
you already cracked, my guy.
I won't crack.
And then I just like kind of put my hand on the pistol.
This is a persuasion check.
That is going to be a 14.
He reaches over and hovers his hand over a key on the computer. He's like, "Oh, this is what we're doing? We're gonna see who has a faster finger. I press this, and LMZ security comes down on your ass."
All right, just calm down. You clearly know something, so I want you to tell me what you know. Doesn't have to get any. We don't have to get anything involved. Just you and me.
His eyes like flit around a little bit, and he's like, "Number one, why would I talk to you? Number two, why would I talk to you here? Number three, why would I talk to you now? Number four, fuck you. And number five, why would I talk to you?"
I'm just looking for Miles. You're all I got. You're the only lead I got right now.
He looks at you, his face kind of softens a little bit, and he says, "Look, I don't know where Miles is. He fuck, are you his girlfriend or something?
Something like that.
He was always talking about someone back home. You say you Sarah?
Something like that.
Real subtle. Really, you're really playing him on. Masterful." He says, "Look, I don't know where Miles is. He he was looking for some place to get implants after that bonus he got from the last job, and you know, I mentioned that I heard Dr. Laskin did some good stuff.
Laskin. Do you know where I could find him?
I think he has some clinic out west. I used to be Juniper Station. I don't know what
Yeah,
that bougie they're calling it now.
he's not there. He's gone.
Oh, he's there." He takes a look at the like mechanical focusing of your eyes and says, "Looks like he did some sort of work on you just recently. It would be weird for him to not clean up and just like leave."
I mean, that's what he did. Guy seems kind of shifty, you ask me.
Who? The the doctor? Or
The doctor.
some?
The doctor. The doctor.
He says, "Look, I don't know the guy. This is all just sort of a word of mouth thing. You can give me another human perception check to see if you think he's telling the truth."
That is going to be a 19.
19. He seems like he's telling the truth on this, although maybe not like the whole truth.
But you're hiding something, aren't you?
What? No. Why would I hide something? To help my buddy Miles. Where'd you say he went?
That's what I don't know. It's trying to find him.
So what? Like what? I mean, he hasn't showed up for work.
When was the last time he came in?
I think 4 days ago. I want to say.
How does this is asking DM? How does that track with our current timeline?
So that would be 2 days before the date of your like session 0 message.
Okay. Is there anywhere else we could find Latin other than his office?
I'm gonna roll local knowledge for this guy. He says, "Sorry, I have no idea. I know his office is like not. I mean, the sort of services he provides are a little bit illicit, right? So it's not like they would just be front and center of his office. So did you say, have you already gone there to visit him or something?"
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone. I mean, do you know, like, did you actually check around, or did you just like walk inside a door and call it good?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I checked around. I wish
He
this is me thinking to myself and not saying a lot. I wish I knew, god damn it.
he says, "Well, I mean, I would think that a person like that would probably have some sort of safe house for if things got hot, but I have no idea where it is."
Okay. I'm gonna thank him and just head out.
Cool. It is now 4 p.m. when you depart.
I think I'm gonna head back to his office and see if I can find some clues of a safe house.
Okay, you're gonna take the train out to Jumper Cable Station.
Yep.
Okay, you ride along the train. It's a pretty long ride, so you only get off at 6:30. Give me a perception check.
12.
You step out onto the platform, and immediately you are hit in the chest by a rifle round. You take 4 damage as it blasts through your armor, and your armor ablates down to 9.
Okay. Just I forgot to do this while we're in the train, but I want to write a note to self saying that I'm heading back to Jumper Cable.
Sure. Your note to self cannot include the shooting.
Yeah.
So you are blasted in the chest by this rifle round. Go ahead and give me a luck check to keep control.
It's 4.
Strike 2. Next check requires a 14 to pass. You see 5 figures standing in front of you. One is the netrunner woman that ran away earlier. In the center is a larger man who he's wearing like a white toga, and the uncovered shoulder, that arm has been replaced with cybernetics, but all the cybernetics are like charred black, and that arm is like hanging limply at his side. Similarly, like the top quarter of his head is all metal, but has been similarly charred, and the eye in it is like similarly inert. You also see a man holding an assault rifle pointed like leveled at you, standing next to him in like a full sort of shooter's stance. And then you see 2 other people in cover with SMGs trained at you. The train door is still open behind you, and the train is still at the station.
I'm gonna
Not for long.
I'm gonna jump back in the train.
Okay, give me an athletics check to make it back on the train.
Fucking pass me making fucking shit. That is gonna be an 18.
Okay, you successfully dodge back onto the train. The door slams behind you as bullets ricochet into it. I'm gonna roll. Okay, you're good. You're lucky that your luck is quite so high. As a check to see if someone shot you through the door, but they did not. And yeah, you are you are back on the train, headed away from your apartment, but you can get off and turn around at a future station.
I am going to. Is there a way to get to the doctor's office by walking from another station?
Give me a local expert.
17.
You figure that between a well, you learned two things. One is you could go jack into like a local data term, and you would be able to find a you would be able to find sort of a proto GPS because there are no more GPS satellites, but you'd be able to find a way there. But you also know that like walking through this part of town is very dangerous.
Okay. I'm gonna head back to the apartment then and see if I can find a way there.
Okay, so just so making sure you want to do this, it's a long, it's like a long train ride, and you're burning a lot of time
Mm-hmm.
if you keep just like wandering all over the place.
Sure.
Because going to the apartment and then
It is pretty
taking the train
far.
all the way back out, like
Yeah.
one stop
No.
less, doesn't make a ton of sense.
I'm gonna. No, you're right. I'm gonna go to the next station and see if I can find a way to the doctor's office.
Okay, you find the next station is similarly ripped up to the last one, although it doesn't seem like a booster gang has like taken it over in the same way. In the corner of the station, you see like the burnt out remnants of an old Militech tank that has like clearly been disabled and stripped for parts, but is like wedged through the side of the building. One corner of the station is like caved in. It's clearly not a nice area of town. But you can step out into it, and you basically are stepping out into like a war zone.
Okay.
And so you're gonna try and find your way to walk over.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you trying to be stealthy, or are you just trying to walk?
I'm gonna say stealthy if it's a war zone.
Okay. Give me an education check to like jack into a data term and get good directions.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get a +2 because as you plug in your agent to the data term, Jeeves, your AI assistant, pops up and says, "How can I help you, madam?"
16.
16, so that's an 18. You tell
No,
Jeeves,
16 with the +2.
okay. You tell Jeeves that you are looking for a way there, and he says, "Well, madam, the route is quite treacherous, but here is the most direct option. Is there a reason you're not taking the N card?"
Yeah, there's a gang out there that may or may not want to kill me at that
I
station.
I can't possibly understand why.
Neither can I. Do you know why, Jeeves? Do you know why have been shot?
I don't really know things per se. It's beyond the scope of my technical parameters.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's go.
Okay. So you start heading down the sort of slinking through back alleys and down these streets. It's probably about half a mile from station to station on this network, so it's
Okay.
a sizable walk, but definitely doable. On the way there, you pass a couple like really haggard looking and hurrying pedestrians, like also doing the same thing that you are. And then as you step around a corner, you see a couple of people like standing in an alley, both just shaking uncontrollably. Their arms are like flailing around a little bit. You can give me a human perception check to see if you can figure out what's up with them.
17.
Okay, these two are clearly like high on some sort of synth drug.
I'm gonna
And
just step around them.
give me an athletics check at a -4 for stealth. And I'm going to compare that to their perceptions. All right, what'd you
14.
get? 14. Okay, these two are both just like way too lost in their own world to notice you as you stealth your way past them. And you gradually emerge back and roll a luck check. Okay. You come out and you like peek your head around a corner and you see the outside of the jumper cable station. So you realize that you sort of arrived at your destination from the other side.
Yeah. Let's head to the doctor's office.
Okay, so you don't know what that looks like, but the street that you're on, it's all bombed out buildings. There are 3 still lit neon signs. There is one that's like a spoon that's like moving food up, like scooping up food and moving it up. There's one
Well,
that is
I know that it's called a fixer up, right?
yes, but there are no names.
Oh, okay.
There's one sign that is a green neon cross, and then there is one sign that is a purple neon pistol.
Run that by me again.
So one is spoon, one is cross, one is pistol.
I'm gonna go to the cross.
Okay. You sneak over, you head down the stairs, and you emerge into like a sort of 6x6 glass cube. You're like in a cube. It's clearly a bigger room. On the other side, but you're in a smaller cordoned off section of it, surrounded by bulletproof glass.
Sure.
On the other side are walls and walls of pharmaceuticals. And there is like a mechanical system that goes by and grabs things off the wall and then inserts them in a pneumatic tube, which shoots them off. And as you step inside, a form like flickers to life. It is a blue holographic projection of a 1950s style nurse. How may I help you?
Laskin. I'm looking for Laskin.
Dr. Laskin is out on vacation.
Really?
You can give me a perception check.
10, so I get another roll. I said it's a 21.
Okay, crit success. So you've had enough, like normally I would apply a negative modifier because you're acting against past information you had, but I think enough suspicious things have happened since then that you have reason to doubt your earlier self. So the AI is clearly not telling the truth.
Okay.
Yes, he's on vacation.
You know, that's pretty clearly wrong, isn't it?
It is not in my programming to lie.
Yeah, that don't seem right. Where's Laskin heading? Where's Laskin on vacation to?
To Pacifica,
Pacifica. Okay.
you can give me a local expert roll to see if you know Pacifica.
14.
Pacifica is a suburb of Night City.
Okay. Would I have reason to think that the AI would be would either would I know if the AI were lying or if the AI has been fed something wrong?
I think that is a basic tech check, which is a thing you don't know how to do.
Okay.
You can give it a shot.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so this is D10 plus 4.
That's a 10.
You're not sure. This is beyond the scope of your technical knowledge.
Okay. Where does Laskin live?
That information is confidential and not available for patients.
Okay. Well, where might I find him normally if he weren't on vacation?
He would be here in the clinic.
Well, can I head back and see if he's there?
There is no back. He works in this area. And your earlier detection tells you that this is probably not true. Give me a perception check.
Okay. 19.
You notice that there is a fairly invisible, but you just barely detect it, seam in the floor of like the center area behind the bulletproof glass. Like there's some sort of trapdoor there.
I'm gonna see if I can open it.
You cannot reach it. It's behind bulletproof glass.
I missed that part. He cut out. Okay. Is there any way to get to there?
You notice that there is a latch that could open a portion of the glass and make a door for you to step through, but there's like no mechanism to open it by hand.
Okay. Where is the latch on like my side?
The latch is purely mechanical and it's on the other side.
Okay. So there is a way. Can I tell if there's any other way for me to like kind of find my way around there?
To make your way into this area?
Yeah.
I mean, you could make yourself very, very small and go inside a pneumatic tube. Probably not going to work.
No, probably not going to work.
it seems like this is pretty much the only way in. Like, this is not a very good neighborhood, so security is pretty tight, and being a Ripper Doc is like a lucrative enough and illegal enough operation that you would want to minimize your access.
Okay. I'm gonna head outside and see if there's any just like the building itself, if there's any way for me to kind of find my way in other than
Sure.
here.
You you step outside, you start ducking around the corner, and you hear a shout from behind you. She's over here.
I'm
And
gonna
you're currently hidden from view, but you've been spotted.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of dash around and see if there's a way to lose their tail.
Okay, give me an evasion check.
16.
Okay, you are snaking through buildings when suddenly a round just impacts the wall right in front of where you were about to step. It is clear that you have not lost them.
Okay.
You like glance around the corner where the shot came from, and you see that that man with the large rifle from before is aiming it down the like alleyway towards the spot where you just hit.
Okay. I don't want to fight them.
Mm-hmm.
Is there? I'm gonna just keep trying and evading them as long as I can before fighting them.
Okay, give me another evasion roll.
14.
You dodge your way back. You've made it. Are you running like in a direction? Are you trying to go back to the end card station you came from, or?
No, I'm just trying to lose them. I want to head back to the fixer up eventually.
Okay, you you are running, and you see that like this group of 5 is advancing behind you, and they're like chasing after you, firing pot shots, missing, but still on your tail. And then you cross over like an open street and into another set of buildings. This other group is chasing after you, and then a volley of gunfire cracks out from behind your back. You turn and look over your shoulder, and you see that 2 of the 5 people who were chasing you have fallen to the ground, and the other 3 have taken cover. Someone else is shooting at them.
Okay. I am gonna just keep running.
Just keep running. Okay. Give me. Are you trying to be stealthy about it, or just keep
Yes.
running?
Yeah.
Okay. So give me an evasion check -4.
14.
So you emerge from around a corner, and you come face to face with a group of people all wearing tattered like leather armor, and they have like a lot of sort of burlap and leather around them. They're all wearing goggles, and one of them like levels a gun at you, and he says, "What are you doing invading our turf here?" And she pulls down the scarf that's covering her face, and she says, "This is the family's area, and we keep the family safe."
I'm just trying to get away from the shockers.
Yeah, that's fair. The shockers are a blight on this area, that's for sure. But what makes you worth taking in?
Well, I got off of the train station at Jumper Cable and they started shooting at me, so it's not
Well,
great.
I mean, the shockers are. I mean, Zeus is smart. He doesn't just start shooting people for no reason. What did you do to them?
I'm not really sure. I woke up and they were just running at me.
You went to sleep at Jumper Cable Station?
It's a little complicated.
Another sort of motions a like pistol towards you. We've got time.
Well, I'm having these memory lapses. I woke up and they were just running at me. I know why they're after me. I had to kill one of them because they wouldn't go away.
Another like smaller one pipes up and says, "Well, I mean, anyone who anyone who kills shockers is, I mean, not too bad, right?" And another one says, "I mean, that's a pretty reductive worldview. I feel like a lot of people kill shockers." And it goes, "Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. So what's your deal? What do you even want? What are you doing here?"
I'm just trying to find a fucking doctor.
I
A
mean, we have,
specific doctor.
well, what doctor?
Laskin.
They say, Oh, up at Fixer Up?
Yeah, him.
Yeah, interesting character, that one. I would stay away.
It's a little too late for that.
You either have to be too poor to get away or too stupid to get away to stay in shocker territory, but I think Laskin is still up there at that clinic of his.
Yeah, he's clearly high, and I'm trying to find him. I need to talk to him.
You know where the actual clinic is, right?
No, where is it?
Well, it's under his little pharmacy.
Oh, well, yeah, that, but I need to get in.
I mean, we could probably help you get in. You just have to get past his door, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for enough compensation, you could hire one of us to run a little a little run on his net, break through that AI of his.
What you talking about? How much you talking?
You run like that, probably run you 100 euro.
Yeah, that's not. I ain't got that kind of cash.
Well, maybe you could. Maybe we do this for you, and you owe us a favor in the future.
What kind of favor we talking?
You know, you seem like a well-connected young woman. You know, help out with a job, pro bono, of course.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, yep, okay. Let's do it.
The leader of the family, she smiles and pulls her face covering back up, and then motions to the shorter one, the one who was temporarily on your side and then swayed by reason, and says, "This here's Jimmy. He'll crack that thing right open in a jiffy. You just gotta make your way over there safely through the shockers."
Yeah, we can get past them, I think. Are there still just the three of them?
You get the sense that the shockers gang is larger than just
Yeah, sure.
those. You can glance over and all you see are, or no, you don't see anything. All five of them are gone, whether
Okay,
alive or dead. You're not sure.
sure. Okay, I'm going to write a message to myself and then head over to the fixer up
Okay.
stealthily. All right,
So
let's try and find our way there stealthily. I'm gonna not use my luck on this one.
okay. So this will be D10 plus 7.
It's a 12.
12. Okay, let me make some perception rolls. Yeah, as you are crossing the large street, another rifle shot goes out towards you.
God damn it.
So you get hit for 15 damage,
Jesus.
smack in the chest, which puts you down to 10. So you are now at a -3 to all rolls.
Oh, we need to get out of here.
And you are now in combat with someone. Give me a perception check.
16 with the deduction.
Okay. Also, give me a luck check. You want to beat a 14.
I am not going to beat a 14.
You did not?
Yeah.
All right, with that, the bullet hits your chest, and you stumble backward onto the ground and black out.